Millions of people dream about owning a business, but most never take the first step. What's actually holding them back? Today, we're talking to Beau Eckstein, a business ownership coach and SBA loan expert who helps people break through those barriers and finally become entrepreneurs. And spoiler alert, it's usually not money that's stopping them. Beau, you talk to hundreds of aspiring entrepreneurs every year. What's really stopping them from pulling the trigger on business ownership?
I think it's number one thing is fear, right? Everybody wants to own a business in their mind, but it's like they start scrolling biz buy sell and they get overwhelmed and they're like, well, how do I even start this whole business ownership process? So I think it's fear and like what steps do they need to take to actually get to the finish line of owning a business?
So once someone realizes they're stuck by this fear or whatever it is that's holding them back, how do you help them move forward and get clear on the right path?
I think it's the process we take people through. We make it easy and not it's not like there's this big summit in front of them. We give them little chunks, chunk by chunk by chunk, and we explain the process to them, not to overwhelm them, to understand the steps we take to finally get into the business down the road. So I think by chunking it in actionable activities and making it feasible, not only showing them the steps to take to find the right business, but also how simple we can make the funding process.
Do you happen to have a story of someone who was stuck but finally moved forward and what changed for them?
Look, I've worked with a lot of people, and there's some people that I would say are fast starts, meaning they don't need much coaching to get them over the hurdle of like acquiring a business. That's a percentage of the people I work with. And then there's the other category of people. I would break that into two other categories. There's the ones that are really analytical, which they're going to make a decision, but it's going to take them a few months. And that's fine because, look, they need to be comfortable in what they're doing. And then there's the other bucket of people that will look at a million things, but will never progress on one of those things. Like, meaning I could show them 20 different business models and encourage them to pick one or two they like and move to the next step of learning about that, but they'll never get unstuck from that position. So understanding people's motives help me progress them in the way that they can actually take steps forward. When we give people a business assessment, some of the ways that the models that they're in, like for example, if they're societal and just a certain component, we can look at the Zoracle and we can know that those people are going to be least likely to move quickly and probably least likely to actually invest into a business. So we use tools like that, not to say, but I do think that everybody can get past the sticking point of like realizing that they can build the confidence and the calluses to actually eventually start that side hustle, invest in a business. And that's our goal. Maybe a franchise isn't right for them, but if we can encourage them to start a side hustle, to at least get that, because we know if you listen to any of the CPAs out there that are actual tax strategists, everybody should own a business, even if it's a side hustle, because there's so many advantages, not just about the earnings you can make, but the actual advantages from a tax savings perspective. So that's really our motive at our group, is to help people figure out and get clarity, whether it's a franchise, business acquisition, a franchise resale, a startup, a side hustle. We want people progressing forward so we can help them for years and years to come with financing, helping them grow their business or their side hustle.
Great. For someone listening who feels stuck right now, what's the first move they can take today to get unstuck and into business ownership?
I'm going to give two. One is you can go to beaueckstein.com/events and find an event and go to the webinar or a class that we host and start learning and start taking. That could be your next actionable step. Or option two, if you're kind of fired up right now and you're like, all right, let's just see what this Beau guy can do. Just go to bookwithbeau.com and schedule a call with me, and let's just talk for 20 minutes, and we'll take it wherever it goes.
All right, great. Thanks. If you're ready to stop dreaming and start owning, connect with Beau at bookwithbeau.com. One conversation can change everything, and your future business might be closer than you think.
Meet Beau Eckstein, the driving force behind Business Ownership Coach, unlocking the path to business ownership. Visit www.businessownershipcoach.com. Thrive with Business Ownership Coach.
Hey guys, Beau Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.